How did forced labor systems affect the economy? Have you ever wondered how forced labor systems shape the economy of Latin America? These systems, including encomienda, repartimiento, slavery, and debt peonage, played a huge role in the region's economic development. Let's break it down. During the Spanish colonial period, the encomienda system allowed Spanish conquerors to demand labor from indigenous people. In return, they promised protection and religious instruction. This led to large-scale mining and plantation agriculture, which were vital for the colonial economy. Sadly, it also resulted in severe exploitation and harsh working conditions for the indigenous population. Many suffered from overwork and diseases, leading to a demographic collapse. Later, the repartimiento system replaced encomienda in some areas, but it still enforced forced labor under a different name. African slavery became a critical part of the economy, especially on plantations. Enslaved Africans worked under brutal conditions, further embedding social and racial hierarchies that marginalized both indigenous and Afro-Latin American communities. After independence, many countries in Latin America continued to use forced labor practices, like debt peonage. In this system, workers were tied to landowners through debts, limiting their freedom and wages. Large estates, known as haciendas, remained centers of forced labor, allowing landowners to control labor and suppress workers' rights. Economically, these forced labor systems allowed elites to accumulate wealth and export valuable commodities like silver, sugar, and coffee. These exports were crucial for integrating Latin America into the global economy. However, the reliance on coerced labor stunted the growth of a free labor market and perpetuated poverty and inequality among the majority of the population. The focus on forced labor discouraged investment in technology and education. This meant fewer opportunities for innovation and human capital development, which are essential for economic growth. In the late 20th century, neoliberal economic policies changed labor conditions again. These policies reduced protections for workers and increased precarious work, especially in assembly plants known as maquiladoras. This shift often worsened labor exploitation, echoing some aspects of earlier forced labor systems. The legacy of forced labor systems is still felt today in Latin America. Social and economic inequalities persist, and these systems have shaped cultural identities and social relations. Understanding this history is essential for recognizing contemporary struggles for labor rights and social justice in the region. So, the impact of forced labor systems on the economy of Latin America is profound. They not only fueled economic growth for a select few but also laid the groundwork for ongoing inequalities that many still face today.